Rampage Jackson gave an update where he is saying that Psycho Stu, that's the name of the wrestler, is alive and is stable. And he also says that he's clearing up misinformation about his son. But then in his statement, he doesn't clear up any misinformation. He just confirms what everyone already knows, that this was completely out of control, inexcusable behavior that Rampage Jackson also doesn't condone. So I don't know what misinformation he thinks he's clearing up with this. He's just agreeing with what everyone else is saying, that his son went fucking berserk. I guess maybe the misinformation demon that he was exercising here.
Yeah, he's bro. Here's the post, right? Is awake. Raja unexpectedly. So here, I want to clear up some misinfo. I've been confirmed. Stuart Smith is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him moments before Smith's match. Raja was told that he could get his payback, in air quotes, in the ring. I thought it was a part of the show. Under what circumstances is like intent to murder with your bare hands another human being going to be a part of a fake show? Wrestling is not, I mean, wrestling is a very physical contact sport and you do get hurt. But the entire point of it is that there is prior consent in the process. Some people do die when they're pulling off incredibly impressive feats of strength and stunts and the like. But overall, it's never like directly one fighter straight up beating the living fucking shit out of another wrestler. I thought it was a part of the show. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, I'm very upset that any of this happened, but my main concern now is that Mr. Smith will make a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to kick for the situation. Yeah, a death in wrestling is usually more akin to a stuntman dying while recording a movie, not what we just saw. Exactly. It's never like that's something entirely different. It's not, you know, an active felony assault with intent to murder. That was what we saw. This was the altercation that happened before the wrestler did a fake match. Things. Oh, okay. So this is.
I think that's oh! You don't sell it? No, he's not a fucking.
I'm not going to show the rest of it, but like, see, that is a performance. That is a performance. Okay, that's a performance. That is a show. That's a great example of.
You don't sell it?
That is a great example of the performance aspect of wrestling. Okay. He apologized like 10 times after, by the way. The wrestler even apologized to him backstage before the event. They also confirmed it was a prop. He even cupped it with his hand so it was crunched on his own hand and not his head. The dude thought Raja was a wrestler because of the cameras. This is not being a man, okay? This is being a child with man strength. But you're not behaving like a man at all. Especially after the dude was like, yo, my mistake. You know, I didn't realize you were not a wrestler. I apologize. They're about to do a performance together later. Like, clearly the dude recognizes that. And then you just go maximum CTE mode on a motherfucker in the process of like trying to do this performance.
Think I'm always playing and shit. Call me bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self because I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me, bro. Real shit.
Come on, man.
The pro wrestler Roger Jackson attack was a former Army veteran suffering from PTSD and relied on pro wrestling as a way to escape his personal struggles.
In 2009.
We're leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger.
Adults acting like children is a very American thing now. I just don't. Dude, the crazy thing about like working out and like martial arts is that it's supposed to instill confidence in you. The knowledge that you can like beat the shit out of someone is already is already a reality in that situation. So with that knowledge, you are supposed to act a very different way. Like martial arts is about discipline. It's about hard work. And it's also on top of that about like the confidence that you have that you know, you do have a lot of power. You hold a lot of power. And with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. And it fucking blows my mind that there are so many people out there that just never teach that fundamental side of the story, the responsibility element of it. I don't know. It's not just CTE, because there's definitely a lot of fighters who just like don't behave like this. But I guess the secret sauce in this situation is how you are taught and how you are raised. But this is dangerous. It's like giving a child an AR-15, okay? Except we live in the United States of America and we do that too. So, you know, there you have it. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't
Let's
give a
go.
fuck. You guys trying to jump me and shit.
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do shit to me, bro.
Let's go,
You
Roger.
can't do shit to me. You can't fuck
Roger,
with me, bro.
Roger, let's go.
You can't fuck with me. Motherfuckers playing with me.
This is every drunk dude at a bar behavior, but trained in MMA and sober. Yeah. Oh. Like, there are so many additional factors at play here. How old is Raja? The narrative makes him sound like he's 15. No, he's 25. I don't know, man. And I'm sure that like the onlookers, especially in this space in general, are gonna clearly have a racialized component attached to the story as well. This is like an opportunity for every fucking David Duke affiliate, every goddamn white supremacist to be like, you see, you know, and then that in and of itself is also fucking horrible and completely unacceptable. So I suspect that is another component here as well. And I haven't even seen the reaction from the internet, but I suspected it. Rampage Jackson's son Raja has been banned on kick after getting a phone call to the pro wrestler he knocked out. Still hasn't moved.
Pissed me off though, Andre.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's fucking in the ring, fucking flatline, bro.
My
You
bad.
didn't have to do all that shit. I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to fucking take it there.
All right, I'll call you back later.
I just saw the video.
Shit pissed me off though.
This isn't an excuse, but just contextualizing. Raja got a concussion in MMA a day before and has been throwing up and feeling weird all day. His father and Chat have been constantly bullying him for years publicly, and Raja has always taken that personally. He has felt that everyone thinking he's a bitch and inferior living in his father's shadow. This whole shit is a powder keg. He said, my bad, after the dude said he's flatlined. I just don't know. I just don't know what we do with this. You know what I mean? What do we do with this? Like, how do we get here? This is crazy. I mean, there will most likely be criminal repercussions for this. Like, make no mistake, for sure. But I'm thinking about like broader strokes. Okay, broader strokes. I'm thinking like societal attitude. How do we do harm reduction? Because I'm a pussy, you know? I'm looking at this from not the perspective of like one guy who has been bullied and like had his brain fucking pummeled in a day prior, literally snapping in a situation where there's supposed to be like a performance taking place, and then using that performance to like try to kill a human being. I'm talking about like the way that we have serialized this kind of content. Because like even the fact that you got a dude like this getting egged on by his chat is so fucking, it's just so terrifying. And there was definitely like a mainstream interest in this sort of thing. You're right. Fake Vine challenges in 2015 got more coverage than Kig's live stream felony trend. Like back in the fucking day, they used to be like, oh my God, kids are eating Tide Pods or whatever. Like they would literally exaggerate even shit that wasn't actually happening. Okay, out of fears that like this is what the children are looking at. Nowadays, you have a crime factory and people do not touch it. People don't talk about it. People are just like, whatever. What are you going to do about it? You know, everything sucks. And maybe because I'm 34 and I've seen trends change over time, that I feel like everything is just like getting increasingly worse, because I wasn't born into an environment with an iPad in my hand and beaming whatever the fuck the internet wants to show me with, you know, clickbait driven, violence driven, right-wing reactionary sentiment driven algorithm cultures like rotting me to my core as a child. But because I've seen trends change over time, I feel like everything is just getting worse and worse. Are you ignoring the fact that this couldn't have happened if that guy wasn't trained to kill another person? Ban MMA, boxing, and anything that causes CTE? Bro, what do you mean he can get trained to kill a person if he can get riled up by his chat? Ban MMA? That's a crazy solution to this. I don't think there's any issue with mixed martial arts or learning martial arts at all. I don't think that's a problem at all. I think it's awesome. The entire point is that like parents literally send their kids to learn martial arts specifically so they don't become like Rampage Jackson's son. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay? Chatter said ban hands because people are throwing them. Ban closing your hands into a fist. I don't think MMA is the problem. Is a pro scene. It fucking bricks people. There needs to be way more stringent regulation around CTE and way more strict rules about like what to do when someone gets concussed, to protect the fighters and to make sure that this kind of shit doesn't happen. I have a black belt in judo, and the sport has taught me so much about both discipline and self-respect. Also, I won't lie, it gives me so much comfort to know that I can defend myself. Martial arts have a lot of good in them. Exactly. Like under normal circumstances, you're supposed to do martial arts so you don't do what this guy did. Okay. Like that's not even like the best case scenario. That's the expected scenario. Now, of course, if your parent is also kind of fucked up in the head, if your parent is also kind of fucked up in the head and has basically made you do martial arts so that you can become just as fucked up as he is, then obviously that's a little different. Brother, it's live streaming culture as a whole. It's so fucking toxic now because a kid, his fucking dad was hanging out with Nico trying to pick up girls half his age when all this shit was going down last night. That's wild. But yeah, What this dude did was not martial arts. Okay, what this dude did was attempted murder. It's a little different than fucking martial arts. Like, it's clear that he snapped.
Pro in 2009. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I thought it would. Pro in 2009.
I can't believe this dude almost died, man. That's crazy. Like, people almost die in wrestling quite frequently, more frequently than you would think, but it's never because of this. You know what I mean? Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. He is. I think he left the ICU yesterday or something.
Was about his son actually getting like the permission for payback on Psycho Stu for an earlier confrontation. And what he's referring to there is they had like a little beef before the event started, and someone had told Raja Jackson that he could like double leg take down Psycho Stu in the ring and then throw like a fake punch, and that would be it to like settle the beef and create like this storyline. But Raja Jackson on stream, on camera, says that he is going to hurt Psycho Stu. He said he will not stop punching him until people will yank him off of him. So he took that like pseudo invite, like green light to be involved in the wrestling event as a permission slip to go brutally assault this man and beat him within an inch of his life. Like, I think you could also make a case that this is attempted murder. This was premeditated assault that he planned on not stopping at any point until third parties.
Under different circumstances, I would say, oh, this is kind of like when one crash happens, everyone is primed into like paying attention to additional plane crashes happening, and therefore, whoa, what the hell? I'm effing again. Nice, dude. Nice. Fantastic. Love that. Love that. Thank you. There's a bit of a stutter. Hold up. Let's see if we can go through it. 1 second. Just hold. Just hold. Just hold. Just hold. Don't even refresh right now. Just hold. Don't know if I'm back or not. It's just always the same. It's dipping again. It's dipping again. It's dipping again. I might fire off the bag if necessary. No stutter on my end. You've been fine. You are back, but there's definitely a delay. Okay, delay check, delay check, delay check. Subscribe for free with a Twitch Prime. Get those Twitch Primes out. It's bigger than I thought it was. I am going to fix the ingest, so you're going to see a minor F in like 10 seconds, okay? There is going to be a minor F in 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're back. Okay, delay check once more. All right, we're back. We're good. Okay. It was longer than a 10-second delay, it seems. But we're back. All right. Everybody hit 1 in the chat if you see this. And subscribe with a Twitch Prime. Or for $6. Okay. Delay's gone. All right. Delay's gone. Let's do it. Let's continue.
Intervened. Like, I really think you could make like a real argument that he had went in there with the full intentions of killing Psycho Stu. That's what it looks like to me.
Tell you guys this, they told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody will pull me off of him will leave. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
That's indefensible. You can see him literally plan.
I love I hope Charlie talks about the ref. That motherfucker didn't do shit. Bro, that's not a real ref. What do you mean? Have you never watched wrestling? Sometimes the refs actually beat the fucking shit out of the fighters. Like, there's no... It's not like a real ref that's supposed to separate people after, like, the other person is concussed. They're all actors. Dude, it's funny. It's funny when you're like, refs in wrestling do a lot, dude. Yeah, but they also aren't there to, they're also there to do acting. I feel like I've seen refs beat the shit out of fighters. Like, when you watch that, do you go, when you watch that, do you go, wait a minute, why is the ref fighting the fighter?
It off the back of them giving him like the instructions for a work where he'd come in and he'd deliver like a hit, like a fake hit, and then he'd be pulled off and that'd be the end of it. And he is saying, but watch this, I'm going to keep punching him. Like, he is blatantly stating this. It is very clearly a premeditated assault. And like I said, I really think his goal was to kill Psycho Stu there. It really seems like that was his mission. And you can't chalk this up to confusion where he was directed to do something but then just went a little far, like, mistakenly. He is, with his own voice, his own vocal folds flapping with their own volition here. He is stating, they told me to do this, but instead, I'm going to do this. I'm going to punch him as many times as I possibly can. He is stating clearly that they told him one thing, and he is not doing that. Instead, he is going to punch the shit out of him, beat him within an inch of his life. You can't possibly say that he just got confused with the stage directions here of the storyline. He is saying that he is going to go punch him as many times as possible and disregard what they said he is permitted to do, like what they planned on. It is premeditated assault by every possible definition. Now, what started all of this, and I've seen people joking about it like, oh, haha, Raja Jackson must not know that wrestling is fake, and he thought the heel was being mean to his favorite babyface, so he took matters into his own hands, tee-hee-hee. But what actually happened is Raja Jackson was touring the event and meeting the wrestlers backstage, and of course the wrestlers are all playing characters, and when it comes to wrestling, there's a little something called kayfabe. And so they are going to portray their character to the best of their ability and keep everything as authentic and genuine as possible.
One of the craziest parts about this is that, like, they kind of implemented this in the UFC as well, except those motherfuckers do actually beat one another. You know what I mean? Because, like, and half the time in the UFC, the way that they do it, especially in the post-Conor McGregor era, is like the kayfabe is not a kayfabe at all, but it's real. And it's also just unfiltered racism half the time. Like, so I don't even know if that's you could call that kayfabe. I think that's just like two guys that hate one another, that could kill one another, actively saying to one another they're going to kill one another.
And Psycho Stu was in character and misunderstood that Raja Jackson was not a worker in the event.
Worry about. Yeah, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
He did fuck up, though. He did fuck up for sure. I mean, nothing is deserving of like what he got, but Hasanabi respond to what?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro. What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit.
like he's doing theater and he doesn't understand it at all. He was like, what the fuck did you just do to me?
No, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
And he takes it way too far when he takes a beer can. I don't know if it's like a real beer can or like one of those breakaway like stunt ones, but he takes it and he crushes it on Raja Jackson's head. Then you can see him get really fired up about it, and all the other wrestlers are also saying to Psycho Stu, like,
No. It's not real. He didn't actually hit him hard. No, I know. I know it wasn't a real hit, chatter. Like he is not a breakaway can either. Is most likely a real can that he pops before and crumples before he fake hits him in the head. Like he crushes it. So I think the technique, it's a prop can. I don't know if it was a prop can. Like if you noticed when he does that, it's either a prop can or he cracked it and crumpled it while he was like landing a fake hit. Like it's like what a stuntman would do. It exploded, dog. Normal cans don't do that. Where is it? Where is the video? Let's watch it. Let's watch
ability
it.
and keep everything. It's understood that Ron.
You might be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little.
Let's see. You can't really tell from this angle. It doesn't matter. He almost got killed. No, I know. This is not a defense of his behavior at all. Yeah, I think he's like literally hitting his own. Yeah, he's selling it. I mean, he's not selling. Look, it's obviously fake. There's no momentum. He uses his entire upper body to basically make it seem like this is an impactful hit. Look at the way his body rotates. That's not how you would actually do a real hit. Like his right leg flies up. Like it's very clearly fake. Like there's no real impact. His head doesn't even move. He actually shelters his head as well. Like he makes sure that his head is like stable, relatively stable with his other hand. Like that's what he's doing. And he's making it seem like he's putting his entire body into this hit. If he did, that would look very different. We have the tech to slow down videos nowadays. And nobody in the crowd is trying to stop him like, no, he's not part of the crew. But he does not like it.
What the fuck was that?
This guy said fake, still assault and battery. Boom, assault and battery right there. Prop or not, what the fuck? It's assault, chat. Stupid fucking chatters. If you hit someone with a foam finger, it's assault, Jesus. Dude, what are you talking about? They're on a wrestling set. Like, that's fucked up. But that's a let's let bygones be bygones type of situation. As opposed to what he did in retaliation after he bottled up that anger and resentment towards the dude. Some of you have cop brains, bro. It's crazy. I feel like there is definitely like wrestling fans in here who understand the situation better, because like some of the chatters were saying like, this is the type of privilege that like a wrestling fan would actually pay for, right? Like a experience.
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro. What the fuck was it? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. We're good.
And he takes it way too far when he takes a beer can. I don't know if it's like a real beer can or like one of those breakaway like.
Bro, it doesn't matter. He later apologized and nothing happened to the guy. It could be a prop and it could not be a prop. It doesn't matter. Fucked up. What do you mean accidents happen? No harm. Came up to the guy and said, and he was apologized to. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's precisely what I'm saying. It's like he didn't understand what was going on. Like he thought it was like another wrestler that's coming in, and it's like he's got cameras around. He's like, oh, let's do a performance. Sometimes that performance goes awry when the dude that you're doing a performance with is not in on the, he doesn't understand it.
Stunt ones, but he takes it and he crushes it on Raja Jackson's head. Then you can see him get really fired up about it, and all the other wrestlers are also saying to Psycho Stu, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's not like a worker here or anything. That was too far. And that's what started this. And then Raja Jackson waited until their match. Then he stormed in and then beat him potentially to death for it. Now, I think if Raja Jackson had swung on Psycho Stu after the beer can thing, you could definitely make a strong case that he was acting in self-defense. Because that is unexpected, it was unprovoked, and it was kind of a crazy thing for Psycho Stu to do, not knowing for sure if Raja Jackson was a worker in the event or not. It was a bad...
I mean, technically, he was a worker in the event. He was talent. Like, he was there to literally throw Psycho Stu and then like land a fake hit. Even then, though, obviously he's not, he's a professional fighter and not like a professional wrestler. So it was just like a miscommunication. But again, he's a human being, okay? Not a fucking animal. Both parties here are human beings. What are we doing? Like, talk to one another. What the hell? Anyone be pissed after that, then touching him right after, giving a supposed concussion on how volatile he is as a person is just a perfect storm for a blow, but plotting and planning the murder of the dude is unacceptable and considerable jail time? Exactly. I don't think that we have anyone who is confused by that aspect of it.
Judgment call for sure from Stu. And he was just like way too fucking committed to being the heel. Like, he was really deep into his method acting, like fucking Shia LaBeouf style, and he did the beer can thing, and it was definitely over the line. But here's something a lot of people aren't showing enough of, that Psycho Stu was very apologetic when he learned that Raja Jackson was not a worker at the event. He apologized 3 times. They shook hands multiple times, and Raja said, like, hey, it's good, I get it. Multiple times. Meanwhile, he was just like bubbling with anger, waiting for his chance.
How would you feel if he did the beer can on you? If I'm a Twitch streamer, right? And I'm going to an event where like I'm going to fake slam a wrestler. Okay, let's say. And before the fake slam happens, the dude comes up and he's like, he sees the cameras on me and he wants to do a performance. And he comes up to me in real time and does that exact same thing. I'd be a little confused. I'd be a little scared, most likely, right? But at no point would I, like someone like Will would 100% immediately sell it, okay? That was after the fake slam was set up as an apology. Oh, I misunderstood. That's not why he was there. Oh, I thought he was there because the fucking he was gonna do like a fake slam or some shit. He wasn't going to the event to fake slam. The fake slam deal was made as a form of a settlement / apology. Oh, so he wasn't there to work at all. He wasn't there as a worker at all initially. Oh, I misunderstood that. I read that wrong. I guess he was just like a random. I mean, he was just allowed to stream the event as a kick streamer. He was just there to meet the wrestlers. Even then, I'm there. He comes up to me and he does that. I'd be a little pissed off. Got beer on my shirt. I'm scared. I'm worried. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know you, right? I don't know you at all. But immediately, as soon as they communicate to me that this is like a fake thing, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't just like plot out exactly how I'm going to kill this person with my bare hands afterwards. Any of the FaZe Boys Pharma clip with 1 million views. Yeah. The poor guy literally said, as an apology, you can fuck my brain up a bit. Like, why are you still mad after that?
To fucking assault this man.
Yeah, there's beer on my t-shirt and piss in my pants, okay? That's what's going on. This big, burly dude did a simulated attempted murder on me is how I'm analyzing that situation. But as soon as I realized that it's just like, oh, he thought he was doing wrestling, like fake wrestling, I would, I'd be like, oh, all right. Like I don't know if I enjoyed it or not, but it's all good.
Feel that.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, it's gonna all work out.
Yeah. Hello. I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I saw you at work. Camera.
I get it.
We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're always working.
What a
Yeah, wrestlers do hardcore style all the time, cutting each other up and spilling a lot of blood in the ring, but it's all consensual. Yes, they literally fucking hit one another with like nail guns and shit. But again, it's a part of the performance. No one is saying it's not physical, right? No one is saying that it's not a physical altercation. It's just that there is a part of a performance and also people are consenting to it.
He always think that we're working over here, like it's part of the fucking storyline.
Just hit one. What kind of homo thug shit?
Kalia, Rampage. And so, yeah.
No, bro.
Go ahead, Stu. This is out there. Because he always think it's a work, dude.
Yo, he's already hot, bro.
Psycho Stu apologized to Raja Jackson 3 times. It was obvious Psycho wanted to play along / skit with Raja, but was mistaken by who he was dealing with. Raja played cool, but the whole time he was just preparing and bottling his anger to take it out on him. Prayers to him.
Fucking feel that.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Hey, it's gonna all work out, dude.
Yeah.
His father agitated him and mocked him in front of his chat. Raja's chat was bullying him, cooking him up, and challenging him for 90 minutes to get into his head. Then the event leader said it's Raja's turn to go in as planned, and he did the smash as agreed, but then he kept hitting, and then the guy flatlined.
I appreciate it. I didn't know. I saw you at work. Camera.
I get it.
We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're always working.
And then Raja afterwards
playing with me, bro. Real shit. One of them was a bitch and fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody fucking playing with me and shit.
Raja Jackson, his actions are the epitome of fragile masculinity and how young men are being taught to act with aggression above all else. Violence is not what makes a man, and every grown man who teaches their son that is shameful. Bro, what are we doing? What the fuck are we actually doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What the fuck's going on? Like, we just have dudes that are just like living weapons roaming the streets, their heads busted in, constantly looking to do violent retribution at a moment's notice. Like, I don't think this is normal. I don't think this is a normal situation at all. The fuck? And those unsolicited news aren't just from women either. There's like dudes sending me dick pics too. The fuck? And they basically will, anyway, as I was saying, I'm like a magnet for like some of the worst scumbags online, as you guys have seen. So they'll immediately go, well, Hassan has done this. It's actually worse what he's done. And it's like not the same thing at all. In any case, but you'll sit there and call anyone everyone you dislike pedos. You're the dickhead. Chatter had also shared revenge porn is not real. And the only thing they could point to was a Cosmopolitan article and a bunch of fucking clips that are completely devoid of context to be like, well, here is one of your friends. Here's one of your friends saying that there's nudes on your phone as like either a joke or the famous Cosmo article where I'm talking to a journalist and I'm like, oh, my fans are sending me merch, like photos of themselves wearing my merch. And then in the process of me like going through those photos, there's one that was an unsolicited nude. And I said, oop, that was a nude. And then we moved on. It's not something that I had requested, or it's not something that I'm like distributing. It's just, it's completely ridiculous. But the reason why they do this is because whenever a content creator is in trouble in any of these circles, like I am basically a magnet for deflecting attention away. Is not my fault that so many of the people that have made a career off of being like, Hasan is a bad person, I promise you, please listen to my words. Here is the most cynical, most negative framing of his words that I can possibly present to you to poison the well so you never actually go and entertain what he has to say. It's not my fault that those guys that have serialized this kind of content then inevitably come out as like active pedophiles, you know? How is this my fault? But yeah, the other thing that I was going to say is that like, not only is it crazy that Ethan chose right now to come out and be like, actually, I was a major fan of Destiny this whole time after he called him a pedophile. But what's also wild about this long and wordy response to a guy he's calling a pedophile who's attacking him with way more smoke than I ever did, okay, is that he has kinder words for a dude that, by his own admission here, is like trying to fuck 15-year-olds apparently, okay? He has nicer words for that guy than he does for people who have told Ethan, hey man, what you're saying kind of sounds like you're pro-Israel. Maybe you should reconsider saying things like this. Because that is the point of inception where our communities diverged and all of a sudden Ethan decided like, I hate Hasan. He is responsible for everything that's ever happened. If you're pro-Palestine and you're a female content creator, he will call you every name under the sun. Okay? If you're pro-Palestine and a visible content creator that's like actively being attacked by the Trump administration, stalwart ally of the Palestinians / major liberal Ethan Klein will literally demand that the administration take action against you. Okay? He will sue you. He will take action against you. He will call you a terrorist over and over again. He will try to get attention from advocacy groups to try to get you deplatformed. Okay? You spend months trying to fucking humiliate these people. Now you got a guy who's actually fucking, not holding back. You got a guy who's actually not holding back, and this is what you have to say? Like the way he has talked about Denims, the way he's talked about Frogan, the way he's talked about me, the way he's talked about Ian, iDubbbz, Anissa, versus the way he's talking about Destiny, who is super pro-Israel, and by Ethan's own admission, is a person who wants to fuck 15-year-olds, and he's like, I love you. You're the GOAT. You're a huge inspiration. You inspired my career. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I ever even actually attacked you. It just blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind. I mean, all that's left in his audience are these years. Yeah, I know. And it's clear. It's clear that is like the last lifeline that he has designed for himself, which is ironic because like it was very obvious. The warning signs were there. He just didn't want to see it because he was getting hug boxed. And they just like literally completely overtook his community. And now you look at his like subreddit, which is where Destiny thrives and his community thrives. They either like directly take over subreddits, or they actively work within the confines of existing subreddits to basically use it as like a promotional tool. And now his own community is actively criticizing Ethan. The H3 audience is currently in open war with itself. DGG infiltrators are upset that Ethan Klein stabbed their pedo king in the back, so they've immediately resorted to threatening his children with extreme sexual violence. H3 fans who think snarkers are the height of evil in the world do not have the mental fortitude to handle the unbridled psychopathy of Molestines Fedeyin, who have been in denial about standing shoulder to shoulder with for the last year. This looks really bad for you, Ethan. The Destiny defense team in the comments is sick. Let's play a game, Ethan. Tell us Rose's birth year, and if you're right, we euthanize Destiny, and if you're wrong, we bust open Theodore. Thoughts? Like, that's a psychotic thing to fucking say. They're talking about his son. They're literally actively presenting a threat of sexual violence to one of Ethan's minor children by name. That is unimaginable freak shit. Like, these people should not be online. These people should not, like, these people should stop doing this shit. The H3 main sub, absolutely lousy with these. Well, shucks, I've heard of this Destiny guy, but he seems innocent. And all the videos I've watched from him are 100% correct. So I really hope Ethan isn't just spreading vicious lies and rumors. And also, what about Hassan Law? Like, his whole community is blasted with people who are like, I don't really know who this Destiny guy is, but he seems awesome and maybe a bit misunderstood. And they're just like duking it out with one another now. The Destiny incident is exactly why live shows are important. I watched the VOD on Destiny today, not knowing anything about the situation prior. After reading the comments, it became clear the story is so full of disinfo coming directly from Snark. It's disappointing to see Ethan engage with another creator's Snark community without any research. It's just funny because like they're doing to him the same shit he's been doing to me. And you check their histories and they're like literally active members or anonymous accounts that just recently got reactivated. Yeah, they all hate the crew. They want to get the crew fired. It's just the evil cabal of snarkers. Meanwhile, the snarkers were in there all along, it seems. You warned Ethan that this would happen when he started Leftovers too? Yes. A lot of accounts that disable account history. Yeah. The line, everyone in Downfall yelling at each other and blaming one another as the Red Army is encircling the bunker. Yeah. He's so scared of D is so obvious. Lamau, he knows D would ruin his life if he was mean to him like he is to you. I'm actually crying how nice he is to this pedo. What a pathetic and scared bitch H3 is. Please help. Please get help, my dear. You're amazing. This is not you. At least I hope his remaining OG fans can see that he lied from the beginning about knowing anything about D. Absolute trash. No, I realize that most of this content creator world revolves around pure parasocial behavior, pure parasocial feelings, and it has nothing to do with like any sort of like coherent, consistent worldview. There are obviously people that are in the margins that when they find out about it, they go, oh, this is weird. This is gross. This is not for me. But most people are not tapped in to every single thing that's going on, right? So when they do find out about it, they often find out about it through like commentary YouTube. And commentary YouTube channels are, until recently, directly under Destiny's banner of influence. They were actively sweeping for him. They were actively defending him. They were actively going after his enemies with talking points that were established in his community. I'm obviously one of the primary targets. So most people never actually see this kind of thing. Most people don't even see it. Most people are just onlookers that, you know Ethan is like the Vape Nation guy who yells a lot or something, right? And you can overcome that by just like consistently putting out content in some type of way. And then a lot of people will go, oh, he just seems like kind of pro-Israel and he's become kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with him. And then they just like move on. But the ones that remain that are always coming back and always tuning in and getting their notes from him, they're entirely invested in whatever narrative that Ethan presents. And it's the same for even someone like myself, and it's the same for even someone like Destiny as well. One of my biggest issues, I think, in this otherwise somewhat mean and somewhat toxic space is that if I don't actually agree with someone and I don't agree with their worldview and I don't like, and I see them actively like farming toxicity and hatred, I usually don't, I don't like warm up to them and suck up to them and try to offer them things so that they'll offer me positive coverage. Like I don't actively try to do a charm offensive amongst people who I think are nefarious, bad faith actors. Obviously, Destiny doesn't give a shit, and neither does Ethan. That's why he went from shitting on Keemstar to becoming Keemstar's #1 fan in only a couple years. And when you behave like that, a lot of these other content creators are totally down to be your loyal soldier. A lot of commentary YouTube is down to do that as long as you get a crumb of clout, as long as you can give them something, right? And that has been my biggest, I think that's been my biggest failure in terms of like trying to change the trajectory of an endless faucet of like fuck Hassan content, because I just don't like play ball with these guys. I hope that they'll arrive at the correct conclusion or reorient their moral compass without demanding something in return. And some are. Especially with this last round of like revenge porn distribution and then the subsequent like pedophilia allegations have actually created a massive civil war within the commentary orbit of Destiny's sphere of influence, where they're now actively going after him. They realize that like this is unsalvageable, so now they're fucking shanking him. And ironically enough, Ethan is one of those guys as well. I mean, there's multiple active legal cases and a long, drawn-out court battle that he's going to go through regardless. But it is obvious that this is like a parasitic force that basically destroys everything it touches. Yeah, like, and they still push it like this. Ethan Klein leaks a story about Hassan when he first walked into the H3 studio years ago. Hassan allegedly went on a 5-minute rant about Destiny to Ethan and the crew. Don't talk about Destiny. Don't think about Destiny. Destiny's the monster. It's so funny that my #1 cyber stalker, I warned my new podcast co-host about that he was going to do everything in his power to like fuck up that podcast and actively try to brigade his community. And I was giving him good advice, which he was complaining about here because he was so invested in dick riding Destiny. And now everything I warned him about is unfolding in broad daylight in real time. Wait, so Hassan is bad because he poisoned the well like as a notorious sex criminal. What do you think the end game is for E? Do you think he's just going to quit YouTube? No. Remember, people don't care if you're right. They just remember how you made them feel. That's it. Okay? They don't remember what your words of warning were. They just remember how you made them feel at that time. And if you make them feel small, they will just carry that vengeance permanently. And at some point in time, when I was actively trying to explained to Ethan like how he was coming across in a heated moment due to his own social conditioning, due to his own inability to like remove what he knew about Israel from the equation when we were talking about like what Israel was doing to the Palestinians. He just thought, I'm right, Hassan is wrong, and he is actively ruining my community. He came in, he brainwashed me, he brainwashed my fans, and he stole my fans, and he's like trying to ruin my life. That's it. Some of the funniest things that these guys will also say is like, Hassan lies about being a social democrat. I don't do that. Membership canceled. The crew in the latest VOD is the exact reason the show has gone downhill. They were so vocal regarding the creep destiny, but anti-Semitism and there's tumbleweeds. I'm a Jewish man, and this was the last straw. From some of the replies, it's clear to see that anti-Semitism is welcome here. Some of you are disingenuous, and this report is disgusting. Reddit reached out as one of you said, you are concerned that I may harm myself. Edit, calling me a Destiny fan and a snarker couldn't be further from the truth. And the people calling me have their profiles hidden. That says a lot. Our silence means something. iDubbbz was clowned on this for the statement and rightfully dragged by not just Ethan, but multitudes of other creators for it is a statement that is rightfully being used against him and Anisa, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so they're now actively in direct conflict with one another, and they're in a heated battle with one another. I'm sure eventually they'll turn the crosshairs back to a guy that they hate more, in spite of the fact that clearly there is more smoke for one another. Like Destiny has said more awful shit about Ethan than I ever have. But that concludes the updates from the drama segment. Hey man, I really enjoyed the Chad Vice segment. You should do them more often. I will for sure. Yeah, and also because everything's a fucking troll, I guess Destiny has changed his PFP and stuff. It's like this is all a joke to him. He doesn't give a shit. So edgy. Ooh, so edgy. Lower your gain. Your mic is clipping slightly. Sure. I hope you're having a good day despite everything. I am. I'm having a great day. You and Adab got to do more streams too. It was hilarious. We are. Metal Gear Solid Delta is coming out this week. I heard there's a lot of issues with the Unreal Engine, which is crazy. Because like the Fox engine was so goated, but I guess like they couldn't use it or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Quentin Rampage Jackson, or Raja Jackson, 25, son of Quentin Rampage Jackson. Apparently, there was another instance on Kick where there was like a dude that almost died. My 71-year-old mother has recently discovered you. Hell yeah. Hasanabi is for everybody.
What an unbelievably crazy week on Kick. I was just talking about the French streamer Jean Parmenov, who passed away in his sleep on stream after a marathon of abuse from some other streamers. And just now, I literally just finished streaming Resident Evil 6, and I was taking a little tinkle, and I got sent a little something that is so diabolical, I had to hop back in the saddle and yap about it. It is incomprehensible that yet another potential death was just streamed on Kick. I'm recording this an hour after it happened, and the victim is currently still in the ICU, so I guess by the time I post this, I'll know whether or not they passed away, but I'm going to keep this part in here right now because it's up in the air. A Kick streamer, Raja Jackson, who is the son of Rampage Jackson and also a professional fighter, just went fucking ballistic on a wrestler during a wrestling event on stream. He picks the wrestler up, slams him on the mat, and then lays down 27 punches to the man's skull, most of which were delivered while he was unconscious. And by the end of it, he is bleeding and bloodied. They couldn't wake him up. They said he was barely breathing, and someone even used the word flatlined, that he was flatlined in the ring. This is not fake. This is not scripted.
So there are two wrestlers that are doing like the scripted wrestling, and then he just like gets into the ring. He is out of the ICU now. He's alive today, thank God. It is. People are speculating like, is this real? Is this staged? Son of MMA fighter Rampage Jackson loses it on pro wrestler Psycho Stu and brutally goes insane. Too much video exists of a pre-fight altercation, the fight, and then him on the phone in the parking lot finding out whether the wrestler was still down. What do you think? So that the rest of this is not scripted. I'm pretty sure that like someone intervened, like the slam. It could be that the slam was scripted and then but it's clear that it's not. It's clear that like the punches are not. You know what I mean? Because when you do this kind of thing, like you're supposed to sell it. You're supposed to fucking. You're not supposed to actually hit the person. Or when you do, you're not supposed to like actually hit the person with force. Okay?
I did my best to censor this. It is brutal. It is extremely hard to watch. I also cut the clip short, but they pan back and he is covered in blood. Raja Jackson is a professional fighter who has unloaded, I counted 27 blows to an unconscious man. And they all are connecting. This is not like fake. It's not like he's pulling any of his punches. They are all hitting squarely on this man's skull, bouncing his head off of the mat. And I said most of them were when he was unconscious. All of them are while he's unconscious. When I watched it back, it's clear that when he slammed him on the mat, his head hit the mat and it knocked him out immediately. So all 27, potentially more, punches that he threw were on an unconscious man. That can be fatal. That is most oftentimes fatal. And he wasn't done either. It's not like he just stopped.
Dude, the slam was not scripted. Do you see how fucking hard he threw the guy? Raja literally said he was going to fuck the guy up on a stream before the event, said he was going to get his lick back. Jackson's contact with the org said Jackson was supposed to just do a double leg takedown and a fake punch. Jackson says to his chat that he was said to take him down and throw a punch, but that he had other plans, slam and many real punches.
And said, okay, well, that's plenty. I've had my fill. He was still going. The only reason there weren't more punches thrown by him is because the other wrestlers were able to separate him. But he was...
Yeah. He was getting payback in air quotes because he got his sensitive feelings hurt by the guy. He explicitly states in live that he's not following the script and he's going to beat the shit out of him. He's a monster and should go to prison.
And his oldest son whole life. I knew.
Just a few weeks ago, Rampage Jackson revealed that he saved the bail money for his son Raja since he knew he wasn't going to college. Okay, well, that's not an indication of anything. That's one of those things where it's like he could be saying that in any way. Like he could be just like joking or whatever the fuck, and you just like take that super sincerely.
Fighting against them to go back and keep beating this unconscious man. He probably wouldn't have stopped punching him until his head popped like a balloon. It's extremely scary, and even if he does pull through, this could have life-changing repercussions with brain damage and so many other complications for the rest of his life, if he even survives, which we don't know yet. He apparently flatlined in the ring and is currently still in the ICU, and we don't have any updates. This is terrifying stuff. Hello, it's Charles, first thing in the morning here, and we don't have a ton of official updates on the condition of that wrestler, but the father of Raja Jackson ran